tragedy, really. They said it was a 1 in a million.
It's the same in the kitchen as it is out that door. I can make the tastiest dish from what others throw away. It all comes down to your skill with the tools and the ingredients you're given.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Demon Berserker. Today, we're going to be taking a look at my Gourmet Chef Heng build. So what Heng does is he restores an additional 1 trauma when consuming food and gains the effects of food consumed by other cleaners. He adds food spawns onto each level and grants a team effect of +1 health and stamina for each food consumed. So when you're on Heng, no matter who picks up a food item, you will also gain the exact benefits of the food item that they picked up. And if you yourself pick up an item, the effects are doubled, as if you picked it up twice. So with that in mind, today's build is a melee variation with added food cards to further play to Heng's strength, and to get the most out of his ability, whilst also making him a pretty good support character by using food to help keep the team healed up and remove trauma, like a Doc would, which is especially helpful in the later difficulties like Nightmare and No Hope, where dealing with trauma damage can be a pivotal role in succeeding a mission. So let's get to it and break down the build. First up, we have Food Scavenger. You can sense nearby food items, adds a moderate amount of food items into the world. Food items restore an additional 3 health. So playing as Heng adds 10 food spawns onto each level, while using this card adds an additional +7 spawns, and stacks for each player running the card. This is a core focus of the build, because the more food on each level there is, the more potential buffs and heals there will be awaiting to help and heal our team out. Additionally, the +3 health now turns every food into a small heal and adds to the foods that already heal health to make them into a more moderate healing. Unfortunately, through my testing, I did find that the food items did not seem to gain the benefit of healing efficiency. So adding cards like EMT Bag, Antibiotic Ointment, and Medical Expert did not have any effect on the amount of healing provided by each food item. Then we have Wasteland Chef. Gain the ability to melee food items to create a gourmet dinner or a mediocre meal. Using the combat knife increases your odds at a gourmet dinner. So this is nice because it gives us some control of the food items that we are finding. Upon meleeing a food item, there's a 70% chance that it will become a mediocre meal, which restores 5 health, and adds a 30% chance that it becomes a gourmet dinner, which restores 8 health and 8 trauma, as well as adding +3 to our maximum health until the end of the level. So now we have the choice of either leaving the food alone as a buff, if our team is already topped up on full health, or if everyone's injured and needs health and trauma, we can begin to roll the foods for a chance of becoming a health restore item instead. Then we have Combat Knife. Turn your bash into a knife that counts as a melee weapon. This card goes hand in hand with our last card to increase our odds at receiving a gourmet dinner when we melee a food item. It adds +10% to our chances, making it now a 60% chance of becoming a mediocre meal and a 40% chance of becoming a gourmet dinner, which could make the difference between finding an additional gourmet food or 2 on each level. Then we have Heavy Attack. Press left trigger with melee weapons to perform a heavy attack. Heavy attacks deal 100% increased damage and expend 50% more stamina. So Heng starts with the hatchet by default. The problem with the hatchet and the fire axe is although they do heavy vertical single target damage, they aren't very good for cleaving through hordes or multiple targets at once. However, we can correct for that weakness by adding this card, which gives us a new attack on our left trigger that does do a wide cleaving horizontal attack. So now we can use our vertical attack as needed for mutations and specials, and now we also have a way to cleave to take on the hordes much easier as well. Or if the zombies have exploding heads and you would damage yourself with a vertical attack on them. The heavy attack does consume more stamina however, and swings a bit slower. But don't worry, as we will be assisting with that using the next few cards. So then we have Meth Head. Each melee swing grants 5% melee speed and 5% melee stamina efficiency for 6 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. Your melee attacks no longer stick in tough enemies, disables aim down sights. So that means at a maximum of 10 stacks we'll be getting 50% melee speed and 50% melee stamina efficiency. The stacks also begin to build as soon as you start attacking. Whether your attacks connect or not doesn't matter, so you can begin to attack preemptively before going into battle to start getting your stacks up, and you can use your fastest hitting attacks like with the bash, or in this case the combat knife, to do so. We also have Brazen. This adds plus 15% melee stamina efficiency and plus 20% melee attack speed. We also combine that with Slugger, which adds 5% health, 10% melee stamina efficiency, and 20% melee attack speed. Together with these two cards, we are receiving another 40% melee attack speed and 25% melee stamina efficiency, on top of the 50% that we're already getting from the maximum stacks of Meth Head. So together with all of them combined, we are now up to 90% attack speed and 75% melee stamina efficiency. So now we should be able to attack plenty fast enough even with our left trigger heavy attack, and we won't have to worry about our stamina depleting while attacking. And then we have Mean Drunk. This adds plus 40% melee damage, and your melee attacks can cause cleave through enemies, dealing damage in a large area. This adds a sizable chunk to our melee damage, and combined with heavy attack on our left trigger ensures that we'll be cleaving through as many enemies as possible, without our weapons slowing down or getting stuck in any armored targets while doing so. We also have Spiky Bits. This adds plus 15 melee damage and plus 20% damage resistance while using a melee weapon, minus 15% to ammo capacity. So this is just twofold goodness, not only adding more to our melee damage, but also giving us some protection against incoming damage as well. This card is just so good. We're mostly focused on the melee here, so we don't care too much about the minus 15% to ammo capacity. And we already can't aim down sights anyway due to Meth Head. We're not really going to be shooting all that often. Next up we have Heavy Hitter. Melee hits always stumble ridden the first time they are hit. This effect can only occur once per target. So this card is what finally allows us to engage with the harder special mutations, and not just the regular hordes and ridden. A guaranteed stumble on our first hit allows us to play more aggressive and dive in headfirst to mobs like Tall Boys and Crushers, and take advantage of their recoil by getting a lot of damage in, usually killing them before they can even react, or at the least position ourselves better while attacking them by slipping around beside and behind them. Then we have Ignore the Pain. This adds plus 20% melee damage against mutations. When you deal melee damage to a mutation, heal 2 health and 3 stamina. This is going to further increase our damage against mutations, which helps to deal with them easier because they are really going to start to get a lot more health into the higher difficulties. And it also is going to provide us with some sustain, allowing us to leech back some health and stamina on every single attack we land on specials, not just on kill like most other sustain cards. So then next up is Battle Lust. Melee kills heal 1 health and 0.125 trauma. So no melee deck is complete without adding some life leech sustain, as it's one of the main advantages of playing melee over other gun builds. 1 divided by 0.125 is 8, so not only is this allowing us to gain life back on every kill, but around every 8 kills or so we're also going to be restoring trauma as well, making this an extremely valuable card to have. And then we have Vanguard. Melee hits heal 1 health to yourself and teammates within 10 meters. This will further enhance our leech, while also providing some health to our teammates as well. This just helps to further increase our value as a support player, as like with our food buffs, we now have numerous ways to heal our allies with. And then we have Down in Front. While crouching, you neither take nor deal friendly fire damage, plus 10 to health. The last thing as a melee support that we want to be doing is damaging our teammates. And definitely on higher difficulties, we can really do a number on their teammates' health, especially with our left trigger wide swinging AoE cleave attacks. Not only does this help keep them safe from us, but also ensures that we are not shot in the back by them either, while we are out in front tanking and holding the front lines. In fact, I'd even go as far to say that it allows us to aggressively protect our allies by literally meleeing zombies off of them if they are taking damage or become surrounded by zombies. Last up we have Breakout. Hold X to free yourself from grabs, plus 50% breakout cooldown reduction, base 60 seconds. Since we are playing Heng and not Evangelo, this gives us the ability to break out ourselves from grabs or spits. This can be useful when playing with randoms who aren't watching out for you, or just helps you to take as little damage as possible from grabs. Even if players do see you, sometimes there's just no fast way to get yourself out of, say, a Crusher's grasp, and you will take considerably more damage the longer it holds on to you, unless you have this card on and a way to free yourself quickly. But if Breakout isn't your thing, some other good options would be Amped Up for further healing support, or Medical Professional to increase the ways we can remove trauma off players alongside of our food. You could also play a mobility card here as well, such as Run Like Hell or Mad Dash, or an economy card to increase your money. This slot is really a dealer's choice, so feel free to play whatever card best fits your playstyle. So there you have it guys, this build helps to fulfill multiple important group roles for the team. Not only can it use melee to get out front and tank for the group on the front lines while clearing hordes and protecting allies, but it can also aid in support in the form of food that provides everyone with buffs and heals that even remove trauma from them. So get out there and give it a whirl, and let me know what you think in the comments below. That's it for this video, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates on all my latest videos. Thank you to everyone who made it to the end, I love you all so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.